Hi, I'm just going to check so that everything is set on Facebook. I am live on Vi-Be community on Facebook, which is a private group. Everybody's invited to join. I am live of my Vi-Be site on Facebook and also on YouTube. And it seems like everything is in order. Good. So, my name is Annika, and I'm a consciousness facilitator and a mentor. I am assisting people in their spiritual awakenings to get in inner alignment with whatever is so that they can evolve spiritually. First day, this is the third day of this expansion in consciousness and inner alignment. And the first day, I was talking about the importance of breathing, the importance of aligning within to feel what's here right now. That is like the key to step up the scale on this consciousness ladder. So breathe, become aware of what's going on in the body, and don't make it wrong. Just receive it as it is. Allow it to be just as it is. And then when you allow it to be as it is in the moment, even though you're, I don't know, communicating with your spouse or a colleague at work or whatever situation, then even if you have feelings of, I don't know, that you're annoyed, anger, shame, frustration, whatever you are perceiving in the moment, don't make it wrong. Just receive it and welcome it, because that are old aspects of you that haven't been able to heal from past events. And then the third bit of that, breathe, be aware what is, and then you choose what you want to feel in your system. You can feel, you do the breathing, you're allowing whatever is, and then you choose to be at ease with whatever is. And when that choice is actually higher frequencies than the frequency of the irritation, the annoyance, the anger, the shame, then the body wants to transmute out of the system the energies that are not serving it, and it welcomes the higher frequency to even it up. The body's always aiming for balance. It wants to be in harmony so that they can, release toxins. It can release old energies. It release old emotions that you've been carrying around, and you're stuck where you are right now. Maybe you have a situation at work or a situation at home, and you cannot really seem to get out of it. If only that happens, so everything can go back to normal again. If only my wife could see that she doesn't listen to me when I'm talking about this certain situation or this event. Everything is going on in your system. You perceive it as your reality, and it seems really real, but your emotions are within, the energies of it are within, and you can breathe through that. Breathe, aware, and then choice to be at ease with what is. Then you are making your life better for you. You are more at ease with what is, and you are also able to communicate better with the people that you have a hard time reaching or connecting to. So that's the first step. Yesterday, on the second day of this expansion, we were talking about to be the frequency of that which you are longing for. If you long for freedom, make that choice. Breathe, allow, choice, freedom. Breathe, allow, the choice is love. Breathe, allow, the choice might be peace or ease in the system. Then you wait for that shift. You will feel that shift in your body, and you just wait for that shift to happen. And you can do that with using this technique that I'm giving you right now, but you can also use other techniques like EFT, emotional freedom technique tapping. You can use NLP. You can use whatever technique you want to, or meditation, a hot bath, a nice warm bath. Some people likes to do the winter bath. Maybe that is what makes you become in alignment with what is, or just breathe. Breath is like the key, as I told you before. So that's the second part of climbing that scale of consciousness. The third thing that I want to speak of today is to release resistance to your emotions. Because when you have resistance to what you're feeling, you will stay in the feeling that you don't want to stay in. When you feel stuck, don't make it wrong. Make the stuckness, it's a gate to your freedom. So when you have this, I'm feeling stuck, it's heavy, I'm not moving forward this situation in life, release your resistance towards feeling this stuckness, this heaviness, this density. Maybe 2% more present with this stuckness. That's 2% more opening for that stuckness, the energy of the stuckness, to be able to move out of your system. Your body always wants to clear everything that is stuck, stagnant, not expansive. So when you soften 2% in the resistance of feeling this energy, even though you think it depends on that situation that I'm in right now, feel the resistance to all that is happening in your life. That is a heavy thing for many people, especially in these times, especially now when it is December and it's getting darker. The days are getting shorter, the nights are longer. It's heavy, it's dense. You just want to crawl up under a blanket and watch a feel-good movie maybe. Welcome the denseness. Soften in your system, soften your body just a little bit. You don't have to lose control. You don't have to let everything go at the same at once. Soften in your resistance. And I can feel it's happening right now when I talk to you. And just breathe. We go to that first step. Breathe slowly. Good. Allow whatever comes up to come up. Many times it's overwhelm, or that you feel you don't have control over a situation. You can never have control over any situation. That's an illusion. But you can be well prepared if that is something that speaks to you. Just rest in whatever you're feeling right now. And I can feel it's heavy for many of you. But the danger that the mind is looking for, it's the danger that can kill us as individuals, as organisms. Only the real threat is actually the tiger that can chase us, that can attack. So the only true response to that would be freeze, flee, fight. So that cortisol levels can rise, so the blood goes down to our arms and legs to prepare for running away from the threat, or fight the threat, or freeze. If I freeze, they won't see me. So that's the only true threat. But we have the same response to overwhelm in our system, to real sadness, like really big sadness, grief. Shame is one of those really, really low vibrating frequencies that keep us trying to avoid that feeling our entire life. And the body just wants to free it from the system because it's toxic for the system, for the physical body that is trying to remove viruses that are not good for us, toxins that are not good for us, old emotions like shame. And you're doing really, really well. Just keep breathing. Release the resistance. The slowing down of the breath It's a signal to your system that the tiger is not real. The slowing down of the breath is letting the body be the only place the body can be in is in the present moment. The body can never be in the past or in the future. It can only be in the now, but it's in our mind that things are going on in the past or in the future, in our subconscious mind, telling us you have to protect yourself from this, that person, or some person that reminds me of that person. It's always looking for real threats to keep you alive. But maybe those survival skills that you collected all through the year were made when you were, 1 year, when you fell down the stairs when you were 4. So maybe now you're afraid of heights, or you woke up in a dark room, you thought you were abandoned, and you were 5. Or maybe you got a sibling when you were 3, and you felt that the direct connection with your dad or your mom was taken away from you, and you thought you were not loved. So you had to be the loud kid to receive more of their attention, love and attention. Just different behavioral pattern that we add all through our lives to make sure we are not forgotten, that we are seen, that we are important, that we are significant. Keep breathing. Good. And if you feel tension building up in your system, it's just because of an old trauma. And that trauma happened in the past, nothing to be afraid of. Then you can soften your body even more. Just a little bit. Just this much. Just soften a little bit, because that is more softness, that is more space for your body to clear out that old trauma so that your nervous system can recalibrate, so that you can become more of your sovereign self, of your truth. Every problem we perceive having in life is based on aspects of us where we haven't been unconditionally loved. Think about that. So instead of going to the old behavioral pattern of every time I feel this, I distract myself with this thing, maybe then you can choose to sit a little bit longer in that state of discomfort, of not feeling ease in your system. And just breathe through it. And then this time you choose to unconditionally loving yourself. And you do that by just being aware of that uncomfort or this discomfort. Because every time you felt that before, you didn't do something to distract that feeling from being felt. Good. Keep breathing. Keep being aware of what's happening in the system, in your body. And I can feel for some of you, you feel a bit nauseated. It's just the nervous system being recalibrated. It's old trauma showing up. It's just your body clearing it out of your system. Know that you are held. When we were kids, you've probably seen kids that they fell, they hit their knee, and then they run around, look for one of the parents or the one they feel the connection with, and they won't start crying until they're sit in that parent's lap. We, as grown-ups, are exactly the same. So when you feel this discomfort, this not it's not a fluid, nice feeling. Just allow it to be there. And you breathe, breathe, allow. And then you choose the essence of that, parent that kept you safe. The parent that you felt most love from. If you're spiritual, you probably can pick, the divine mother or father or universal love, or just pick what feels most, where you feel the most love from. And then you receive that frequency. We often think that we have to see a person that is coming with what we're wanting. Like, I want to be seen by that person to feel good about myself. I want to be loved by that person to feel loved or seen or acknowledged. This time we choose the frequency of that which we want. So we can choose a frequency of unconditional love. And how to receive that frequency is just as receiving the sun in the summer. When you just expect to feel the warmth of your skin. When you expect to feel more relaxed because you are on holiday. You can expect to feel the frequencies of this too, by just receiving it. As you would receive a gift from a loved one, or a hug from your kids, or from someone who means a lot to you. And I can also feel some of you in the group is you don't think you're worthy of that love or hug, or you don't know how to receive it. So you just breathe through that confusion, through that which you're feeling. I accept, I allow myself not to be a good receiver. I allow myself to be the one not thinking that he or she is not worthy of receiving this. And you let that part of you come forward. And let that part of you receive the frequencies of that which is vibrating higher. Good. I can also feel this is confusing for some of you. Then you embrace the confusedness. Maybe you don't know how to feel. Maybe you're trying to understand what I'm talking about. A child that has hit his knee and is running for that parent to get comfort or a hug is not understanding why it feels good. It's an emotional need. So this is what we're doing now when these confusion or this unworthiness is coming up. It's an emotional need. So now you can receive it, but you can receive it from what you're not seeing with your eyes or understanding with your mind. You are infinite, so you're not only your physical body. When I have clients, I show them like a piece of white paper like this, and then I draw them like this on a piece of paper, and I say, this is you, and you're trying to understand how to feel better in here, and what to do to make you feel better. And then I tell them, you don't have to do anything. Just remember, you're this entire piece of paper. That is how much space you are. So then it's like you can rest into that vastness of who you are. I don't have to fit in my own body even. You can just release, soften 2%, release that resistance of what you're feeling. And when I say become the truth of who you are, it's becoming this. In this are a lot of information of the truth of you. So there's like information of maybe you are there's a writer in you, or maybe there's a singer in you that wants to go out there in the world and sing. Or I'm not saying to be a, Madonna or someone really, really in the showbiz. I'm just saying to be the truth of you. Wayne Dyer says, don't die with the music still in you. So if you have a gift, or if you have something that really brings you joy doing, that is what you should show to the world and be all this in the world. You're just performing in this body, in the now. So when you start to understand you're all this, you start to relax more, because all this is when you soften even more, when you soften 98% or 100%. And this, with problems, is 100% tension. This creates, when you're 100% tension, you create a contracted life with things around you that is going, maybe you think is wrong or not as smooth as you would like to. All this, when you relax more and become this, and you expand out in this area, you're more aligned within this. You're softer. So being expanded in your consciousness is actually being in your body with ease, being in your body relaxed, being in your body communicated with wisdom, not having a lot of tactics or structure to make your mind calm. It's getting inspired ideas, and then you go and take action, creating them in your life. Not creating from desperation, just to try to keep everything in place so that your mind can rest in this structure and this order. And I invite you to take a deep breath again, just to align you even more in your body, so that more of that overwhelm can move out of the system. And also in these times in December, where the days are shorter and the nights are longer, more of the lower vibrating frequencies in our bodies, or old unprocessed emotions, are coming up to the surface because you are calming down. And then you feel overwhelmed, and on top of that, you should go and buy if you're celebrating Christmas presents, or you should decide on Christmas parties or New Year's Eve. And so you get overwhelmed by a lot of things, but not. It's so little that it's needed for you to be overwhelmed. So my advice to you is to embrace it. Just feel it and welcome it, because that is something that you can shift out of your system. So next time you won't be as overwhelmed. You have actually climbed up that consciousness scale. So you won't be as thrown off in situations down the road that are where a lot of people are arguing. You're like, they're arguing and I'm at peace. Someone is yelling at me, but I'm at peace. It's just other people's opinions that they are sharing with the world. It's not your truth. You can choose not to get caught up in that. Well, you can also choose to get caught up in that. It's a choice. It's always about the choice. breathe, allow, choose. So you can choose to go with the fear that the other person is sharing, or you can choose to choose peace instead of the fear. It's always, and when you choose the peace or the love or the joy, the body will keep clearing what is not serving it, all the toxins, viruses, old emotions, the lower vibrating frequencies, and then you climb that scale of consciousness. Good. So to recap what we've been learning up until now, it's as I said in the beginning, become aware of what is in every moment. At least 3 times a day. Start with 3 times a day. Every morning when you wake up, before lunch maybe, or after lunch, and then before you go to bed, or in the bed even. So just check into your body. Slow down your breathing. And welcome what comes up in your body. It's always what's coming up in your body, not what you think about is going on around you. And then you breathe. And you allow whatever comes up. And that allowing whatever comes up, you can allow it for 10 breaths or 2 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes. It's all up to you. It's always an expansion, choosing whatever time. And then you choose to have if you're doing this at night, I choose peace and have a peaceful night. I choose to be well rested. Or in the morning, you breathe, you're allowing, and then you choose to have a wonderful day. The choice is always a higher vibrating frequency than the one you're in right now. So we're aiming for the higher vibrations, but you're doing it consciously while when you're feeling what is right here, right now first, before you go there. You cannot spiritually bypass this where you're at now, because it will always come back to you if you don't take care of it now, because you keep creating circumstances, situation, meeting with people, things that is a match to that frequency. So you can always choose consciously to feel it, to embrace it, and then you can choose a higher conscious frequency. And then you choose the highest frequency available for you at the moment, or you choose love, peace, or you choose to feel ease in your body. Something that is more loving for you. And then the third thing is to not resist what is, which is actually something that you apply to in step 2 between the breathing. Allowing is what you want to aim for, but releasing resistance is allowing. And then you choose. Good. So I finish up with just relax, breathe, and we can tap into the pure consciousness, to the highest consciousness available for me and for you, and just receive it like you would receive the sun, like you reached a final destination on a long journey and you just drop your luggage. There's nowhere to be, nowhere to go. It's about embracing what is. It's about allowing whatever you're feeling. To be unconditionally loved. And I can feel for some of you are keeping a lot of tension around your ears, shoulders, neck. that's actually an illusion too. So if that would be building blocks that you are trying to keep not from falling, release resistance from that too. As if you understood, I don't have to keep it there. It doesn't matter if they fall, because that is only an experience too. If they fall, is another experience. We're here to experience life. So whatever you're perceiving in your body in any situation in life, it's your experience. You can make that an experience where you choose love, or you can make that an experience where you choose to blame or to, I don't know, feel guilty, feel shameful, feel not seen, not loved, not worthy of love. Or you choose to, it's an experience. I still choose to love these aspects of me. And if I feel I did a mistake, then next time I don't have to choose the same. Good, really good. So just receive a lot of high frequencies, white light. Or joy, even if that is something that is resonating with you, or peace or ease in the body. And it's actually not about, like, maybe you feel the bliss or the love or the I don't know, peace, enlightenment, I don't know, but it doesn't matter if you haven't, if you don't feel that joy, you have stepped up in consciousness. That is what's most important, because when you step out in consciousness, you will also perceive life from the higher consciousness, which is more aligned with you, with the truth of who you are here to be. So thank you so much for today. Please write in the chat if you have questions, or you can just send me a post afterwards. I can respond to your questions. I just also want to tell you that I have a program coming up, starts January 5th, 2022, in the beginning of next year. It's 4 months of expansion in consciousness. It's 8 live calls, and there will be a private Facebook group for support where I will reply to your questions. We will also have Q&A in the calls, but I will be doing conscious energy work, just as I've been doing today. Clear out the low frequencies in your body, which are a lot of old programs, a lot of conclusions, or a lot of, well, you think you're not worthy of this and that, or you think this is a life you have to live because you are trying to be someone that you're not, trying to be someone, to be in, well, you're not you, and you feel it's not flowy, it's not fluid. You do that program and you will understand that there's more to life than what you're knowing now, and it's here for you. You just have to know that you can step into those shoes. So it starts January 5th. It's 8 live calls, Q&A, and a lot of free meditations and clearings in that group too. So I hope you join. It would be so amazing to have you there. I would be honored if you joined. I see you tomorrow again, 2:00 on Facebook or on YouTube. So thanks for listening, and take care.